Hello, this is Katherine. Welcome to Double O Kidney. Today's video is going to be really special. I have with me here a real survivor, someone who was in stage 5 of CKD, who now is in stage 3. Like many of you, he is still fighting his battle against kidney disease. And guess what? He is winning it. So now I am going to introduce you to a man who has not only reversed his kidney disease, but helps others to do the same. Welcome fellow YouTuber James from Dadvice TV.
Hello Katherine and fellow kidney warriors, and thank you for allowing me to be here to share my story with reversing kidney disease, or as I like to call it, kicking kidney disease to the curb. Now you may not know this, Katherine, but I have been a subscriber to Double O Kidney since I was diagnosed, and I am super excited to be here to share my story.
Oh, that's great, and I am so happy you are here. I know everyone will be very interested to hear your amazing story. Can you tell us about when you first learned you had kidney disease?
Oh, sure thing. So I was a typical person, eating fast food, drinking sodas with practically every single meal. No clue what the food I was putting into me was doing, except pretty much making me heavier. And thinking about my kidneys, not a thought in the world, even though my mom had been fighting kidney disease since the 1990s. Then in 2017, I was in a horrible car accident and it messed up my back, pretty bad. And during the therapy and the recovery, I used ibuprofen and Advil PM to help with the swelling and the pain, help me sleep at night. And I did this for almost a full year. And what's interesting is I never exceeded the daily maximum dose of ibuprofen, and I actually was taking the kids' tablets because I like to keep things safe in the house for the kids, so I wasn't even using the adult pills during the day, just at night when I took my Advil PM.
I'm sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, it looks like you had to learn about the worst dangers for the health of the kidneys in the worst way possible. Sorry if I'm blunt here, but I always recommend people here to avoid sodas and NSAIDs, and this is especially important in case of a family history of kidney disease. Unfortunately, you had to learn about this the hard way.
Exactly, and this just echoes how important it is for us to stay informed of our health and how the things that we consume impact our kidneys. But the good news is I used my experience with this to start my own YouTube channel, dadvicetv.com, where I'm helping raise awareness about kidney disease and its risk factors.
That's great! I really appreciate what you're doing. Raising the awareness for CKD has never been so important. So, how did you discover you were having kidney problems?
Well, near the end of October 2018, I was getting really sick. My vision was blurred, my blood pressure was out of control. I couldn't keep anything down. Every symptom of kidney disease that you've ever talked about, I had. And I ignored them. I didn't go to the doctor sooner. But I eventually made it to the doctor and he sent me to the ER. I got to the ER and I collapsed. I got out of my car, boom, right on the ground. Somehow they got me in a wheelchair. I remember being on a gurney. I was in and out of consciousness. They had IVs in both my arms, blood pressure cuffs on, all sorts of tests. They admitted me to the ICU. I knew it was serious, but I still thought this is really bad food poisoning. I still didn't even think of my kidneys. But that first morning in the ICU, the doctor came in, along with all the other doctors, doing ultrasounds and everything else. She had this weird title, never heard of it, couldn't pronounce it. I was a nephrologist, now I can pronounce it. And that was the very first time I heard those words. You have kidney disease. And I didn't just have kidney disease. I was in kidney failure. My initial GFR was only 8.
Oh no! So you heard you had a kidney failure before even knowing you had any kidney problems. That had to be devastating.
That's right, and I had absolutely no clue that I had kidney problems, though I had every single one of the symptoms. And to make things worse, and many of your viewers out there have probably heard this same thing, the doctor told me the only options were dialysis, which I needed immediately, transplant, which could take a long time. Otherwise, and this is exactly what she said, your wife will be picking out your coffin within 45 days. Talk about devastating! My wife was heartbroken. She had had some little stomach problems. She went and saw our family doctor to figure out what to do, make sure there's nothing wrong with her. Because dialysis, it's going to change my life. I have a very active job. I'm traveling all the time. I'm up on my feet. I'm training. I'm very engaged, very energetic. And already I was suffering from anemia, which took away that ability for me to do what I used to do the way I used to do it. We had just bought a brand new house. If I lost my job, I would lose all of that. What would we do? It was more than devastating to me. So I started reaching out to doctors, scientists, researchers, hospitals all around the world. I emailed, I called, I used messages on Facebook, whatever there was. Every YouTube channel that talked about kidney disease, I was watching. I was watching all of your videos, learning about stuff and saying, hey, there are other options. I saw glimmers of hope. I may not have to do dialysis. And my wife, when she went and talked to our family doctor and got tests done, he told her, I know the news is devastating, because he had been keeping an eye on what my doctor was doing and my records, because he had sent me there to get the blood test. And he told my wife, I can help him. I know it's awful. The news he's hearing, it's all negative. It's all bad. But tell him, as soon as he gets out, come see me. I can help him get better. And that was the start of me seeing some hope so that I could start moving forward and try to avoid going on dialysis.
Yes, not losing hope is the most important thing. People don't believe me when I tell them this, but hope sometimes makes a bigger difference than what the best treatments and doctors can make. But when you get this kind of bad news and your world seems to turn upside down, I can only imagine how hard it was for you and your family. What happened next? How have you managed not just to cope with all this, but even to get better?
Next was exactly the types of things that you talk about and that you help kidney patients learn. I had to work with doctors and dietitians, very helpful working with dietitians, on what could I eat? How could I get the nutrients that my body needed? What did I need to avoid to stop further kidney damage, to reduce inflammation, to remove some of the burden placed on my kidneys? And it's not just what you eat, it's how I prepared the meals and when I ate them. I did tons of research. I wrote down lots of questions. What about this? What about that? And every time I went and visited my doctors, I emailed them a list of questions beforehand, and I sat there during my visits and I got answers to every single question. And if they didn't know, I said, where can I find the answer? Why not? This study here says this. Can that help me? Can we use this as part of my treatment strategy? And I continued doing that. I stuck to that diet. I made lifestyle and diet changes instantly. Ibuprofen, out. Soda, out. Anything bad for my kidneys. All those videos you've made about that stuff, out of here. Only good, helpful foods. I saw food as medicine, and I started to get better. Now, I didn't mention earlier, but that original doctor, they got my GFR up to 13 and let me out of the ICU because I was stable at GFR 13, which is still not very good. And she told me I had a 0% chance of improving. She was certain that I could try diet and lifestyle changes and it would not make a difference to me. She was wrong. I quickly made it to stage 4. And then I said, hey, this is working. People need to know about this. We need more voices talking about the importance of picking the right foods, supplements, and other things. And that's when I started my YouTube channel, Dadvice TV. My first videos, I looked like a zombie from The Walking Dead. I had very little energy. I was still fighting with anemia, but I wasn't in danger of needing dialysis immediately. And I was improving, and every week I shot a video. Here's what I did. Here's what I learned. Here's what's working. Here's what's not working. So people could physically see me, a kidney patient with kidney failure, getting better right before their eyes.
Oh, that is wonderful. This is exactly the reason why I'm here. That's why I'm doing my best spreading the information about kidney disease. Hearing about people like you, people who were able to do the impossible, people who were able to reverse kidney disease. So, what stage are you now?
You ready for this? Diagnosed kidney failure, told I had zero chance of getting better. And today, just a little over a year since I was originally diagnosed and told there was no hope, I am stage 3. And best of all, I do not suffer a single symptom. Tons of energy. I've kicked anemia to the curb. I've learned how to use diet and lifestyle changes, the right foods to eat, the right nutrients, the right supplements to give my body what it needs and to reduce inflammation and remove the burden that I place on my kidneys so that I can continue to improve. So I'm stage 3 and I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop.
Oh, this is great, and I want to know more. We know that food is the best medicine when it comes to chronic diseases, right? Okay, what are the foods you think help you most?
You are right. Food is the best medicine. So my healthcare team had me focus on eating a low inflammation diet. So my go-to meal was stir fry. I cooked all my food in cast iron. Cast iron helps infuse a little extra iron, something that we need, into everything I ate, which was key to help me get rid of anemia and keep it away. Now my common stir fry, I'll chop up vegetables. I'm not a good cook. I'm not like you, Katherine. I would chop up like some cauliflower, some cabbage, some broccoli, maybe throw in some water chestnut, maybe a little bit of snow peas, a few little nuts to help me get my protein. Oh, and with protein, I'm practically vegan now. I avoid animal protein as much as possible. And I'll still occasionally have myself some scrambled eggs or something like that when I'm traveling. But I try to get all my protein from plant-based sources. And really the important thing is that I learned about nutrition. I learned that it's not just how much protein, sodium, phosphorus, potassium that you eat, but you also got to look at your calcium, the amount of fiber you're getting, the amount of carbs, everything else. It all matters when trying to slow down, stop, or even reverse, like I've done, kidney disease. So I learned every time I get my labs, every single time, my doctor set new minimum and maximums for all the key nutrients. And minimums are important. A lot of people think, oh, it's got a little bit of potassium and I can't have it at all. Your heart needs potassium. Your body needs all these nutrients. What they don't need, though, is too much. So eating a bunch of bananas, adding an orange to every meal, that's too much. That's going to increase the burden on my kidneys, which is going to end up to inflammation and reduce my kidney function, which then means it's not filtering out toxins and waste products from my blood and they're building up. So I had, every time I got labs, got a new minimum and a new maximum. And then I used an app to track what I ate. I also took supplements to help where I couldn't get what I needed from the foods that I eat. And there's some supplements that also just help remove the burden from your kidneys. I took those. I also made sure I got some exercise and I drank the right amount of water, which for me, I was not on a water restriction, was half an ounce for every pound of body weight. So let's say I weighed, I'm gonna be optimistical here, let's say I weighed 180 pounds, which I did, I know I don't. At 180 pounds, I would drink 90 ounces of water a day.
So you are telling me that you had to change your diet, water intake, lifestyle, supplements, basically your whole daily routine. And you also had to keep monitoring your values and adapt to them. This really sounds like what I recommend to my subscribers here on Double O Kidney, basically in every single video I make. You mentioned that before you were diagnosed, you suffered so many common symptoms of kidney disease. What symptoms do you suffer from today?
None, not a single one. I make sure I eat all the right nutrients to help keep my energy up, to keep anemia at bay, and keep me going. And I'm getting plenty of vitamin D, getting iron, the B complexes, getting a little bit of C. I'm eating plant-based. I am not eating animal-based protein except extremely rare and in very limited quantity. And I'm taking the right supplements to help me continue to improve.
No symptoms? Wow, it's fantastic! Now, you mentioned supplements. Can you share what ones you use?
Certainly. Now, the first thing though about supplements is that everyone needs to check with their doctor before they add supplements to the treatment strategy, and you gotta be taking them for a reason. Don't just go out and start buying them and start taking them without your doctor knowing to make sure it's gonna help you. Now, every morning, the first thing I grab, and I do not miss this ever, is Pro-Renal Plus D. This is a renal multivitamin recommended by the National Kidney Foundation. Practically every dialysis center, most dietitians have free samples they can share with you. It's designed by nephrologists for kidney patients. This has the nutrients that we need that are hard for us to get enough of from our diet. And it's easy to take, and they have it with omega-3 and without. I take the version with omega-3 because I got some heart issues and I want my heart to keep going. Remember, kidney patients, it's very common for us to have heart issues, but I never miss taking my Pro-Renal Plus D. And you can't just run out to the store and buy an over-the-counter multivitamin. It's got things you don't need. They're gonna build up and then you've got problems, all right? The next thing I never ever miss every single day now, since I learned about it, is Renadil. This is a probiotic that helps me hugely. I also take vitamin D, a B complex, CoQ10, and whatever I'm lacking in my labs, because my goal is to keep everything right there in the middle of the standard range.
Yes, I'll talk about some of these supplements in my previous videos. As usual, for you guys watching me right now, there's a link in the description where you can find most of these supplements. Remember to always talk to your doctor before taking anything new. Now, Renadil is something most people haven't heard about. I was curious after watching your video and did some research about it. Probiotics are known to work and to help people with kidney disease. And there's science behind them. Improving gut health is the way to go if you want to repair your kidneys. This is especially important if you have diabetic kidney disease because it really works great on improving insulin sensitivity. But you're the expert on Renadil. What do you think of it? Did it help?
To me, and I don't want to sound like an infomercial, but I know it's going to, Renadil is bottled magic for kidney patients. It's not just the standard probiotic you can go out to the store and buy. This was specifically engineered for kidney patients. Because research shows that nitrogenous waste and toxins build up in our bloodstreams. And the unique combination, the patented combination of prebiotics and probiotics in Renadil are designed to go directly after those wastes and toxins. I'm talking about excess creatinine, urea, uric acid. It goes in there, it sees it as food. It pretty much turns your intestines into a mini dialysis machine. It's going in there and it's pulling that stuff out. You go to the bathroom, you're just going to pass a lot of that in your stool, reducing the burden placed on your kidneys. When you add Renadil to your treatment strategy, you're in a whole new ball game when it comes to kicking kidney disease to the curb.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And it's great that finally there is some products specifically made for people with kidney disease out there. And I mean products not just made to alleviate the symptoms. You weren't able to find those just a few years ago. The renal vitamins, the probiotics made just for kidney patients. This won't solve your problem alone, but can be really useful. And I know that you even did a 90-day trial with Renadil recently. Can you tell us about your results?
The results exceeded my expectation and those of my healthcare team. So what I did is I went and I got fresh labs, and then I took Renadil every single day for 90 straight days, because you got to build up that good bacteria to see the results. And then I went back to the hospital day number 93 and got new labs. And when I saw my results come across my phone just a few hours later that day, and I'm going to tell you, I was practically in tears. I could not believe it. My bun that had been stuck higher dropped from 42 to 28, just 3 points above normal. My creatinine went from 2.52, and it had been stuck there for about 4 months, just stuck there. I couldn't get it any lower. Went down to 2.25. That ended up with a 4-point increase in my GFR. All of this because that good bacteria in my gut was removing the burden from my kidneys. My blood pressure also started looking even better, and I was still taking my blood pressure meds, and my doctor told me if I continue Renadil and the results continue to go where they're going, I can probably even reduce the prescriptions I'm taking for my blood pressure to a smaller dosage. It's just unbelievable.
Wow, that is just amazing. You have come so far, and I really hope you'll be able to lower your medications too. That will be really awesome. And I can see how much you have improved by seeing how you look and your energy level in your YouTube videos.
Thank you, Catherine. It has been a pleasure talking to you. And if anyone would like to learn about my journey and what I've done to kick kidney disease to the curb, check out my YouTube channel called Dadvice TV. Now, as I mentioned, I always ask questions when I go to the doctor, and I have a question for you, Catherine. When will you make more cooking videos? I absolutely love those. Now, I'm a bad cook. Before all this happened, I never cooked. The closest I got to cooking was ordering a combo off the McDonald's menu or something like that. I would love to see more of your cooking videos because watching you do it helps me learn how to prepare vegetables, mix them up, and different combinations to add more variety to my diet.
Oh, thank you. I love cooking, and I'm so glad you enjoyed my videos. I'm focusing more on healthy foods right now because it's a lot easier for people to eat healthy when they know where to start from. I mean, a lot of doctors only tell you what not to eat, but I think that knowing what to eat to improve is a lot better. And yes, I'll have to work up some new recipes and make some more cooking videos soon. That's a lot of fun. As you can see, it is possible to reverse kidney disease, and James is proof. Knowing the right foods, drinks, and supplements is very important. And most of the times, your doctors will not tell you this. You have to take control of your treatment and push your doctor to stop thinking the old ways of treating kidney disease. By the way, guys, I know that a lot of you watching me right now had similar experiences with kidney disease and that some of you even recovered. I know this because I love reading your comments. They are my inspiration. So, if you want to share your story too, this is the place. Let me know in comment section so we can talk about it. And remember that, like James said, some home remedies can help you improving your kidney health. A new video is coming out this Tuesday, and it's gonna be about some new and incredibly powerful home remedies that can help you repairing your kidneys. So don't forget to subscribe to Double Kidney and tap the notification bell to get notified. Want to know more about how to reverse kidney disease? In this video, the story of a man who did it. He was in stage 5 and avoided dialysis thanks to a simple strategy. Watch this video now. This is all for today. Thank you for watching.